Case, counterplan, stare decisis, biscuit.
You have 90?
Case debate on top state destruction is part of life. All people gives to God. The DA impacts begs the question of the impact calculus. When we solve the abortion, go to the back alley abortion debate. Extending out that the counterplan doesn't solve any of this back alley abortion or infection, and abortion is inevitable. They don't really impact any of these claims anyone. We're not excluding anyone. We're just saying you don't have a constitutional right to do what you want with your bodies. Extend it on the state debate. Extend that the state isn't the problem. The problem is the mystery passage, which means we solve. They don't really impact the state that debate. Anyway, go to the calculation debate. Extend across that. This only begs the question of what the consequences and links back into our rash evidence, which I'll extend later on. Extend the Cunningham evidence that there's no framework for evaluating this impact, and we can't cause violence and war because we don't exclude particular people and cross the line the debate. Even if this is true, we're the only ones that solve the subhuman. And extend go to the deontology debate. And extend that we have the fuller concept of the human. There's no solvency for their calculation card. The soul lives on. The killing people is the soul lives on. There's no impact to their dissent. There's still unity about the whole human race, and there's no dissent impact. Plus, we need these arms linked to the counterplan. Anyway, go to the counterplan. The counterplan doesn't solve the case because it's illegal. The world of the counterplan, a woman tries to go get an abortion and is denied, and it cites Casey as president. This they cross our Santos 2001 evidence, which indicates that this would be cited as a reason. The mystery passage would still would be cited as a reason why that the person would not be allowed to get an abortion. And extend across that the one he sees the impact turn this argument through giving rights. Extend the Ross and Niehaus evidence. Liberalism creates a social body evidence. We are bound by nothing more than our mutual fear of another. This makes violence inevitable. Extend the Succulent-Toski evidence. The ideology of liberalism ties the notion of person's ability to choose. Thus, anyone that does not meet the sufficient condition for cognition can be excluded from the liberal or enabling the massacre of the unborn mentally retarded. Extend the Harwas evidence. We are not alone. Our rights are not inalienable, and our bodies are not private. They are shared. We participate with them out there in the body of Christ. Only this ethic is capable of an infinite hospitality to the other. And nihilism makes liberalism indistinct from totalitarianism. And extend to AC number 3. They don't solve the one. This would still be present regardless of the question of abortion. It would still be allowed in cases like euthanasia and cases dealing with people's right to their own bodies, which means they would never solve the unified ethic of the mystery passage. Go to the theory debate. They literally don't answer this argument. Extend that if we win our counterplan, if we win our Santos 2001 evidence that the counterplan is illegal, it means there's literally no way for us to get offense about it because there's no literature exists, because all the literature assumes that this counterplan could never happen. This totally jacks our ground because there's no way for us to get offense. They extend our Goldstein evidence that indicates that the Supreme Court is key. Congress does not teach. They read no evidence that Congress has the type of effect on society that is going to teach people or maintain society. It means only we solve, or the permutation solve this the transpiring of this down to society. Extend to Shapiro 2 evidence proves that this proves the abuse. Go to the permutation. This solves the net benefit because the court would be seen as consistent with Congress, and Congress would take most of the heat from the business community anyway because they're larger, more washed, and generally have more of an influence on business. And this isn't separate or intrinsic because it's all the planner, all the counterplan, which means there's no net benefit. Go to stare decisis disact. Big mistake. Extend across to DeMarco 04 evidence says unchecked liberalism will inevitably crush the rule of law. This is a link to their argument because the only chance for consistency in the court, especially the Roberts Court, is that the law is rooted in something transcendent, in something concrete. We are the only ones that
the mystery passage obliterates the foundation for law.
Yeah, the mystery passage obliterates the foundation for law. We are the only ones instituting something concrete. The law, which believes me, the biz conflict. We link turn this and via the DeMarco 4 evidence. Extend across that the link in this scenario is ridiculous. They've read no evidence that businesses would give a shit about the mystery passage, and they have not answered that all their evidence is in the context of litigation hearings about businesses, and extend that the internal that they have not read any internal link evidence that
overrule is inevitable.
And an overrule is inevitable, and there's no internal link nothing that says the loss in business confidence is going to cause a complete collapse, which is what all of their evidence assumes. All of their evidence they're reading talks about it in flux and expects that tax cuts, interest rates, environmental regulations, and numerous acts by a Democratic Congress all make uncertainty inevitable, which is what their business confidence scenario is predicated on. Which means if uncertainty is what causes a loss in business confidence, that's always inevitable. Means the dissatisfaction that impact is inevitable.
Your evidence doesn't lead to depression.
Yeah, their evidence doesn't lead to depression. Extent the fear of death is inevitable, leads to atomistic society. No hope for unity, which makes the impacts inevitable, and the justification for any evidence. And we'll say, and their embracing of the humanity is the link to our rash evidence. Extent rash exclusions are inevitable. Every position has an enemy, but the defining feature of Christianity side designation, the increase impossible. The prospect of conversion implies that we all under the same category. Me, their embracing vanity makes the human value. Now, in fact, this necessitates the creation of the non-value, which is the human. This makes their impacts inevitable. All life is exposed to the best to be excluded from the category of human. This is the foundation for the worst, or for the worst forms of violence. And we'll go to the ontology debate. First, ontology precludes the impacts of the dysetics and our Cunningham and Kavanaugh evidence. Before we can create any system of ethics, we have to render intelligent metaphysics. Only transcendence can escape the abhorrence of any other philosophical explanation. Ontology of unity solves violence at its origin. If we participate with another, when one suffers, all suffer. It makes violence impossible. We do not have to, and furthermore, will not wait and turn your dissat because the law rooted with God infuses the world with meaning. Self-nihilism, law rooted in itself makes any concept of the law possible. Their impact is inevitable. Only transcendence offers the possibility of establishing a criteria for wrongness in all peace cases, a precondition for authentic human community. Ontology of unity makes elimination from the category of human impossible. Violence becomes inevitable because the radical autonomy issued by the mystery passage renders the human and isolated individuals helpless at the mercy of their fellow human being. We solve their impact. Unity eradicates the drive for violence that is origin. Transcendence offers the lies through which.
Just go to the Kaplan real quick and just say life cannot be oriented, that we can't frame abortion in terms of life when life begins or right to life.
Yeah, go to the counterplan. Counterplan. Though Holocaust evidence indicates that we cannot. It is problematic when we frame abortion in terms of life and when it begins or when it starts. That we have to have hope when life starts, which is what the counterplan doesn't do that.
I just want to make it real.